So today I am going to be attempting to do the 10-minute squat challenge. Now this was invented by Kelly Starrett, who is a CrossFit coach. Very rarely will I endorse or shout out a CrossFit coach, but Kelly Starrett actually puts out a lot of really good information. The first book on strength training that I ever read was Becoming a Supple Leopard, and I learned a ton from it. So yeah, he's a CrossFit coach, but this guy might as well be an Olympic lifting coach or, whatever. I mean, he's very top level, knows exactly what he's talking about. And a lot of his training philosophy is rooted in sort of like physical therapy, balance, using rehabilitation type things in your training regimen to promote sort of balance and injury prevention. I've always wanted to try the 10-minute squat challenge. And this is honestly my first time ever attempting it. I'm doing it right now on camera. I have no idea what the time's at. You saw me set it in the very beginning for 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna wait for the thing to go off, or I guess eventually I'll hit muscle failure and I'll have to come out of this. I don't know. We'll see if I pass. But yes, the squat in general, what I'm doing right here, just kind of sitting and chilling in a squat, is very much what the human body is designed to do. We are all born with the ability to squat below parallel and hold it for long periods of time. If you've ever seen like a toddler, doing whatever, they're perfectly capable of sitting below parallel and just like playing in the dirt and chilling, right? And with time, with years of sitting, with years of being sedentary, you slowly lose the ability to perform this very basic human motor pattern here. So the squat test is a sort of a way to see if you're lacking anywhere in terms of balance with your squat, right? So a lot of people aren't going to be able to hold this for the full 10 minutes because a lot of people are not able to do this for the full 10 minutes only because they are imbalanced in some way. So if you do have any flaws in terms of your squat mobility, sitting in a below parallel squat for 10 minutes is definitely going to expose whatever flaw you might have. Now, the grok squat, which is basically what I'm doing right now, is something I do every day. It's part of my warming up process before I lift weights. Doesn't matter if it's upper body or lower body day. I just feel that the squat or having good squat mobility is more important. It's something that needs to be emphasized, on a daily basis. Because like I said, this is a very basic human motor pattern that technically anybody should be able to get into, but here in America, we don't really have this ability without lots of practice. It's not really a cultural thing to sort of sit around in a squat and talk to people like it is in a lot of other countries, or like where I've been in the Middle East, or all over the world. A lot of toilets don't have seats. You don't sit on them. You literally do this. You just squat over it and go to the bathroom. That's what a lot of all of the public bathrooms that I've personally seen in the Middle East require you to have good squat mobility in order to use them. Now, luckily, we had porta potties to accommodate for our American lack of mobility, but yeah. So I'm just gonna sit this out. I'm gonna wait for the timer, and yeah, let's do it. I have no idea where I'm at right now. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit. Oh, about halfway done. 5 minutes. Right now I'm feeling a little tiny something in my calves, which is kind of interesting because I've never done the 10-minute squat challenge, but I have sat in the grok squat for prolonged periods of time. And typically it's the sort of the shin, the anterior muscles here that start to get really sore and I would say it was a weak point. I guess it shifted more to my calves, because I'm not really feeling anything up here. I'm feeling it mostly back here. So anyway, we're gonna time lapse. We're gonna have the timer right here. There's no cheating. So even with my editing, you've seen I've kind of had to speed past certain parts, instead of cutting it out, because I want to, actually do this challenge the right way. And yeah, want you guys along for the ride. So let's go ahead and time lapse and see if I'm capable of holding this for a full 10 minutes. That's it. So that was 10 minutes. You look at the start time there. That's where I started it. That was 10 minutes holding a grok squat, Kelly Starrett style. Now, if you noticed, and I'm still fine, obviously, I didn't really think that I was going to have a problem with this, just because of how much I do emphasize squat mobility and just mobility in general. Now, one thing that Kelly said, and you can probably see it in the time lapse and just throughout the video, making very small adjustments, that's fine. If you got to do this, or whatever it is to kind of to comfortably stay in this position, the only real rule of this sort of the 10-minute squat challenge is to make sure that your feet are flat on the floor the entire time. You got to make sure your heels have contact with the ground at all times. There's no coming up onto the balls of your feet and hanging out here or anything like this. It's not a grok squat, and it's not really what Kelly's talking about. You want your heels down on the ground, and you want a below parallel squat held for as long as you can. So anyway, go ahead and try this. You guys at home that are watching this, try out the 10-minute squat challenge. If you feel like you cannot hold a below parallel squat for 10 minutes, then you might have some work to do on your squat mobility, and yeah, you might have some things to address. So hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.